And the award for the trolliest headline of 2018 goes to... And you're listening to Comic Artist Pro Secrets. I'm Ethan Van Sciver, 25-year veteran of the comic book industry, creator of Cyberfrog. If you'd like to purchase a copy of Cyberfrog Blood Honey, the link is in the description below. I am the illustrator of Jordan B. Peterson's 12 Rules for Life, and I'm a great big Star Wars fan. And we find ourselves embroiled in a conflict right now, which should make you suspicious of everything that you read. I want you to understand one thing, because everybody has sent me this headline. Everybody said, "Oh my gosh, Ethan, look at this. This is a threat. This is crazy. What do you mean Star Wars Last Jedi backlash and fan boycott? Director, what director warns there will be consequences? Consequences to what? What is going on?" This is an inflammatory headline by a piece of garbage website called the Sunday Express. .co.uk. We've already talked to them. Express.co.uk. They're terrible. We've already done this, group of people. This is a clickbait headline. There is no possible way that any director is threatening the fans. I mean, I'll go through this with you. But basically, this is what's going on right now. The media is going to stoke the flames of this conflict for its own amusement. And I promise you that's what this is. We'll look at it. I've had a lot of people kind of point this out, and I said, look, I'm going to do it live. I haven't even read this article yet. To be honest with you, I haven't read this article. I'm going to read it with you for the first time. We're going to go through and we're going to see how silly this is. This is if this were coming out through, say, Screen Rant, I'd be alarmed. Screen Rant is a total shill, Star Wars shill media site, and they would be speaking for Lucasfilm, in essence. Sunday Express, they're not speaking for anything except for their own orifices. Alright, Star Wars The Last Jedi backlash and fan boycott. Star Wars fans have boycotted the Han Solo movie and started a backlash against The Last Jedi. Kathleen Kennedy and Rian Johnson. A Star Wars director has warned there will be serious consequences. Okay, well, let's find out what this is all about. First of all, this is true. A number of Star Wars fans have said, look, after The Last Jedi, that's it. I mean, you ruined Star Wars. You ruined it. And we are not going to go see anything else that you put out, especially since Kathleen Kennedy here has rather boldly said Rian Johnson, the man who smugly did ruin Star Wars with The Last Jedi, that's why they're calling him Ruin Johnson. They're calling him Ruin Johnson. I call him Roundhead Rian Johnson. His head is a perfect circle. It's really, really strange. Kathleen Kennedy has given him the next trilogy, ostensibly, we are to believe. Rian Johnson is supposed to be working on 3 more Star Wars movies that are unconnected to Lucasfilm's original, or George Lucas's original Skywalker saga. What the hell are you, Ryan? What are you doing? Like, what would you? So basically, Rian Johnson would be the new face of Star Wars, the new circular face, the Death Star on the neck of Star Wars, and people don't like that. Fans don't like that, and they're walking away in droves. There's also a contingent of fans that are standing behind Kathleen Kennedy, Rian Johnson, and The Last Jedi, and are calling people names, are calling the other fans names, and demanding that they be excommunicated from fandom. They actually said, how do we get Ethan Van Sciver out of fandom? Listen, I'll go when I'm ready to go. And I'm nowhere near ready to go. I like it here. A Star Wars director has warned there will be serious consequences to what? What director? Let's find out. The end result, by the way, of course, of all of this conflict is that Star Wars fandom delivered the very first bomb. Well, to be frank, Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy, delivered the very first bomb, and we handed it back to him like a hot potato in the form of Soylo, a Soy Wars story. A terrible movie. I'm sorry, I thought it was bad. And the box office kind of displayed such. People agreed. It lost $80 million, at least that we know of. Again, when I say $80 million, I'm using their numbers, not anything that's based on a factual accounting. That's just what they've admitted to. I'm quite sure that they lost quite a bit more than $80,000. I think they probably lost $100 trillion. At least they deserve to lose $100 trillion to this. I mean, this is really bad. These two movies here, back to back, back to back. This is the center of the conflict. This is the core of the problem right here. This movie, followed by this movie, followed by a threat of 3 more movies by this guy. Yeah, it's intolerable. The disturbance in the force rumbles on. In fact, it's becoming increasingly difficult to see how it can be resolved before Episode 9 hits cinemas next Christmas. Fans furious with The Last Jedi are currently taking credit for the box office catastrophe of Solo: A Star Wars Story. We are the champions, my friends. But, okay, they see Rian Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy's Episode 8 as a heavy-handed, mishandled vehicle for a social agenda which betrayed every aspect of their beloved franchise. That's correct. That's a fair comment. That would be fair. In return, some Lucasfilm directors and staff have called the rebelling fans women-fearing bigots. And that's the perfect thing to do. That is exactly what SJWs do. Here's the thing. You might hear from some people, what do you mean SJWs in Star Wars? Why? What? How are there SJWs in Star Wars? Where are SJWs? I don't understand. Well, SJWs, this is how they react to things. I mean, normal people, when you say, hey, your product is bad and we're not going to buy it until you fix it, normal people who are not social justice warriors say, they can either say, well, F you, or they can actually try to fix it. That's, both of those things are fine. But social justice warriors, and what are social justice warriors? Let's look at the dictionary definition of a social justice warrior. Let me get this out of here. Garbage tier. Everywhere you look, garbage tier. Social justice warrior. A person who uses the fight for civil rights as an excuse to be rude, condescending, and sometimes violent for the purpose of relieving their frustration or validating their sense of unwarranted moral superiority. The behaviors of social justice warriors usually have a negative impact on the civil rights movement, turning away potential allies and fueling the resurgence of bigoted groups that scoop up people who have just been burned or turned off by social justice warriors. Here's using it in a sentence. If social justice warriors would just fuck off, we could actually make some progress. Okay, so that's what a social justice warrior is, and this is how a social justice warrior behaves. When told that their product is garbage, they turn on the fans and say, you guys are afraid of women, you hate women, and you're bigots. Not littlets, bigots. Now, another major Hollywood director has waded into the battle. Oh, no, not another one. Not another major director. Yeah, here we go. James Mangold, who was planning on mangling Boba Fett, the Boba Fett, a Solo story. It was Boba Fett, a Star Wars story. Is lined up to direct the planned Boba Fett spin-off movie. The planned, but I think it was scrapped, which is why he's running his mouth right now. The acclaimed Hollywood veteran also directed movies like Logan, Girl Interrupted. These are, that is good. That was good. This, was this good? I think it was good. I don't remember if I saw that. I might be thinking of something else. Copland sucked out loud. He lashed out at fans who attack directors of beloved franchises, warning soon no talented director will take on these projects. Well, no talented director has taken on these projects, really. You had Ron Howard come in and fix Solo, a Star Wars story. But that was fine. The problem is that talented directors cannot work for Kathleen Kennedy because when she hires them, she changes her mind the next day and publicly fires them. And she has a pattern of doing this. Do not blame the fans. We're just sitting here dumbstruck by everything that we see around us. It's not our fault that these movies are terrible. It's not our fault that these directors are cowed by Kathleen Kennedy. It is not our fault that Kathleen Kennedy is incapable of making a good creative decision and sticking by it. It is not our fault that she's divided fandom. She has divided fandom very severely and harshly. It is not our fault that she's divided Lucasfilm itself, because apparently there is a faction that is very loyal to Kathleen Kennedy within Lucasfilm, and a faction that's going, oh my God, she's destroying everything. This is why this is all happening. It's not our fault. We love women. We love women. We do, right? Yeah, we do. They're okay. They're good. However, he also appeared to agree. Oh wait, warning, soon no talented director will take on these projects. However, he also appeared to agree with a comment that Rian Johnson should not have subverted. Subverted is the word that they use. I would use perverted. I would go ahead and use perverted. Subverted means he kind of steered it in an unexpected direction. Perverted means he fucking destroyed it. He perverted the Star Wars franchise so flagrantly. Mangold agrees. Mangold agrees with us. But here we go. Mangold tweeted, quote, "At this point, when work, writing, and directing big franchises has become the emotionally loaded equivalent of writing a new chapter of the Bible," this is crazy right here, "with the probable danger of being stoned and being called a blasphemer, then a lot of bolder minds are going to leave these films to hacks and corporate boards." It's not. Is it the Bible? Is it the Bible? Really? Okay. He directly addressed the accusations from Star Wars fans that Kennedy and Johnson, for a better America, for the 1960s, Kennedy and Johnson, just what makes that little ant think he'll move a rubber tree plant? Everyone knows that Kennedy can't move a rubber tree plant. Remember Frank Sinatra? It's history, guys. American history. Betrayed the canon storylines of legacy characters like Luke Skywalker. Mangold added, "Discussions of canon would be more fruity if A, folks didn't assume anyone who disagrees is evil and incompetent." Not anyone who disagrees. We can have mild disagreements, but SJWs are evil and incompetent, and SJWs are working for Lucasfilm right now. How do we know that? Because they say that the fans are women-fearing bigots. That is evil incompetence. That is absolutely evil incompetence. We're free to make that conclusion. I think we can assume that. We can draw the conclusion that SJWs are evil and incompetent. B, there was recognition that rules of dramatic narrative demand something happen to characters since you saw them last. That is, they can't be in the same place where you left them. Oh, do they have to be in hell? Do they have to be completely penisless on an island, sad, alone, hiding from their fans and friends? I would say the better place to leave Luke Skywalker would be absolute royalty, king, president. In a place of austerity and honor. That seems to be a better place to leave Luke Skywalker than dark, bearded, looking like the dude. Well, the dude was cool. The dude was cool from The Big Lebowski. But no, that's not what I want to see Luke Skywalker doing. I hesitate to add. All right, I'm quick to add. Not hesitate to add. I'm quick to add. At the point when writing. Okay, so here are pictures of his tweets to prove that he actually said them. Holy cow! Why don't all women look like this? If only all women look like this. Oh wait, that's women hating. I take that back. Here, look at JJ. Look at him. He does look a little bit like Eraserhead. You have to admit, he does resemble Eraserhead. There's Kathleen Kennedy. Like, I'll just get my purse. Yeah, get your purse and clean out your desk. Out of here. And then these two fine movie stars. They gleam. They shine. They sparkle. Movie stars. However, when he continued his argument that filmmakers needed to be allowed freedom to pursue their own vision, one commenter pointed out that this is a wonderful idea, except when you're working on the eighth film of a 9-movie story arc. Mangold agreed and simply replied, "True." So Mangold agrees that Roundhead Rian Johnson is a buffoon and a fool and a clown, and he deserves persecution, and he has divided the fan base, and he has made everyone angry and made a terrible movie. Mangold agreed. This would clearly imply that he also feels Johnson has a duty to the fans. You mean he has a duty to the fans? You mean he has to be nice to us? You're kidding. And the franchise above his own personal vision. However, Mangold also implied that it was not Johnson's fault. It isn't. It's not his fault. Tell me how. This is the worst website ever. Mangold added, "If you feel the filmmakers are just corporate tools and powerless, we don't feel that. We don't feel that way. We feel that the corporation is not handling the tools properly. We feel that Rian Johnson should be a corporate tool with a little bit of creative spark, but for the most part, the creative people should be Kathleen Kennedy. They should be the story group. These people should be responsible for maintaining the vision of George Lucas. They should understand it and maintain it. Instead, you hire loose cannons like Rian Johnson, who are way too powerful, and they go ahead and make terrible movies that spit all over. They just spit up, like, bleh, all over George Lucas's wonderful vision, all over our heroes, all over the future of the canon. Then why bitch at us? Because that isn't what we think. In the case of Rian Johnson and Mission Impossible director Chris McQuarrie, I assure you, these pussies, are not owned. Okay? I don't think they are either. They actually fight your battles, not my battle, behind the scenes. They are not fighting anyone's battles. They're fighting their own battles for their own egos and gratification. They are not owned. That's correct. James Mangold, you're not understanding. You're not following the narrative of the argument here. You're not following the narrative thread. Rian Johnson is not a corporate tool. He's hired by a bunch of corporate tools and then let loose to wreak havoc. He is not owned. He is not fighting our battle. He is appeasing his own ego. He is gratifying his own, whimsy. He thinks it's funny. He's kind of a bully inside. He thinks what he's doing is amusing. And that is the problem. The corporation needs to get a stranglehold on him, considering and assuming that the corporation actually cares about Star Wars and understands Star Wars. That would be the responsibility of somebody like Dave Filoni. Oh, I shouldn't say we don't. No, not Dave Filoni. Please don't replace Kathleen Kennedy with Dave Filoni. Don't throw me in the briar patch. Oh no, Johnson has seemed so sure of his movie. It is hard to imagine what changes he might have fought for. That's correct. With 18 months to go until Episode 9 is released, it will be fascinating to see how this situation develops. Is there more? Where's the threat? Where's the threat of consequences? This is a garbage article. Okay, no director made a threat of consequences. What we had here was James Mangold basically misunderstanding what the crux of the issue was and telling us that we don't understand what it's like to be somebody like Rian Johnson. No, we don't, because our heads are not perfectly round and we are not egomaniacs. We don't understand what it's like to be Rian Johnson. What we do know is that Rian Johnson is the kind of he's endemic of the problem. He is a symptom of the problem of a rudderless, aimless leadership at the head of Lucasfilm. And Lucasfilm is currently being steered by people who do not understand, do not respect George Lucas's vision. There is the consequences of that. We're handing to you. We're handing you the consequences, Lucasfilm. The consequences are you will lose money. You will lose money on Star Wars Episode 9. You will. You will. If this continues, the fans are just going to peel away. We've already been discussing the fact that, look, there are going to be two pretty good movies that are coming out the same week or the week before or the week after Star Wars that are basically going to choke out Star Wars Episode 9. The Rock never called anybody a woman-hating bigot. People are going to go see Jumanji 3, guys. Is it 2? It's the third movie. It's the third Jumanji. People are going to go see Jumanji, and they aren't going to go see BB-8, and that is the consequence. Yeah, all right. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for all your support. We are at 68,000 subscribers. I'm really, really excited about that. I love it. I love when that number flips like that. It's really exciting, and it makes me want to do more work. It makes me want to make more videos, and that's what I'm going to do. And I want to thank you guys for all of your support. Thank you for supporting Cyberfrog Blood Honey. Thank you for buying t-shirts from Crypto Fashion. Thank you for all of your Patreon donations and for coming to my live streams. Look, when I do a live stream, you guys show up. It isn't even embarrassing. It's not like I have 5 people there. You guys come out in droves. I really appreciate it. Thanks for your super chats. Thank you for clicking like on these videos, sharing them. Do click like, please. And if you haven't subscribed, would you mind subscribing? I want you in this community. I want to see your face. I want to see your name. Well, I'm not going to get to see your face, but your name during a live stream. I would love that in the comments section especially. Thank you so much. See you again soon. Show your friends you support independent comics while showing the world who you back in the fight against the swarm with the brand new Cyberfrog t-shirt from Crypto Fashion and Comic Artist Pro Secret. Sizes come in small to 5XL, and take your choice of colors between navy blue, white, and black. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and order the Fandom Menace, Go Get Daddy's Belt, Tico, and Soilo t-shirts as well. Link is below in the description. You're going to look great. People love these shirts. They fit wonderfully. Thank you very much. Hello, potential Indiegogo backers. Hello, friends. My name is Ethan Van Sciver. I'm a comic book creator who worked for 20 years for Marvel and DC Comics on books like Green Lantern, Flash, Superman, Batman, and X-Men. But before that, I had a comic book called Cyberfrog. Now, Cyberfrog lasted from 1993 to 1998, and then it stopped when I went to go work for DC Comics. Now I want to tell the story of where Cyberfrog has been for the last 20 years. I want to write, pencil, ink a book called Cyberfrog Blood Honey that tells the story of gigantic alien hornets that come to Earth and conquer it, sending Cyberfrog into deep hibernation, where he emerges now in the year 2018 into a completely alternate reality, a new world where these hornets have taken over, devastated humanity, using human skin to make gigantic wasp hives, and harvesting human blood to make honey to feed their young. Very few humans still exist. But it's up to Cyberfrog to save what's left of humanity and turn back the damage that's been done by these wasps with his brother Salamandroid and his friend Heather Swain. I want you to help me do this. We're going to get colors by Kyle Ritter. He's a fantastic colorist, and he's going to make this book sing. I'd like this to be a 48-page one-shot prestige format, part 1 of 4. So I'm asking you to help me launch the very first Cyberfrog Blood Honey epic graphic novel. Are you in? Will you help me? I hope so. Let's get this frog jumping again. Hey, want to follow me on Twitter? Okay, cool. I'm at Ethan Van Sciver. Talk to you there.